Welcome to the Silent Voice, where history speaks in whispers and the echoes of legendary empires return to life. In today's documentary, we journey deep into the heart of ancient India, over 2,300 years ago, to unravel the incredible saga of the Maurya Empire. This is a tale of intrigue and brilliance, of ambition and compassion, a story that reshaped not only India, but the course of world history. To understand the Maurya Empire's birth, picture an India fragmented, 16 powerful Mahajanapadas, each fiercely protective of its land and traditions. Trade bustled along rivers, travelers' tales crossed jungle and mountain. But beneath this rich cultural mosaic, the threat of war and conquest was ever present. In the northwest, Alexander the Great's invasions left a wake of Greek satraps and turmoil, making the region ripe for a visionary leader. That leader was Chandragupta Maurya, a young man of uncertain ancestry, some say royal, some humble, whose destiny changed upon meeting Chanakya. Chanakya, also known as Kautilya, was not merely a scholar, he was one of history's great political masterminds. Humiliated and exiled by the Nandas, Chanakya dedicated himself to dismantling them by any means. He trained Chandragupta in statecraft and survival, forging alliances with border tribes and mastering subterfuge, assassinations, and alliances. Their revolution, guided by the code of the Arthashastra, was efficient and ruthless. Espionage, psychological warfare, and bribery of enemy generals, no tactic was beneath them. Eventually, the walls of Pataliputra fell, and the Nanda dynasty collapsed. In 322 BCE, Chandragupta was crowned, and a new chapter began. Life in Mauryan Pataliputra was dazzling, a cosmopolitan city ringed by mighty timber walls and guarded by moats and watchtowers. Street vendors hawked spices and silks, artists painted frescoes, and Brahmin scholars debated philosophy in vast halls. The city thrived with sculptors chipping at fine sandstone, elephants hauling goods across the river Ganges, and bureaucrats cataloguing taxes for a complex state. The architecture reflected grandeur, pillared halls and imperial palaces, stone stupas and ornate gardens. But the empire's true strength lay in its unseen machinery. Under Chanakya's guidance, a vast system of spies crisscrossed markets, temples, and courts, relaying secrets and rooting out dissent. Every satrap, provincial governor, answered to the emperor. The Arthashastra, Chanakya's magnum opus, didn't merely enshrine political philosophy, it set out coldly pragmatic strategies for diplomacy, finance, war, and even ethics. Its influence would echo through centuries, shaping Indian and global political thought. Chandragupta's ambition extended westward. Facing Seleucus the Nicator, heir to Alexander's Asian conquest, he negotiated not just with the sword, but with marriage and diplomacy, gaining vast new territories and cementing India's status as a major world power. But his later years took a philosophical turn. Drawn to Jain ascetics, Chandragupta abdicated and ended his life in spiritual reflection. The empire reached its zenith under Ashoka, Chandragupta's grandson. Initially a fierce and often ruthless ruler, Ashoka unleashed his armies on Kalinga. The devastation was catastrophic. Fields turned red with blood, families torn apart. Haunted by the suffering he had caused, Ashoka underwent a profound spiritual awakening. In a moment of searing self-reflection, perhaps standing amidst Kalinga's ruins, he renounced violence and embraced Buddhism with fervor. His conversion was not passive. It remade his policies and the fabric of the empire. Edicts carved in stone pillars proclaimed compassion, coexistence, and respect for all life. Hospitals rose beside battlefields, roads were lined with shady trees, and emissaries carried messages of peace as far as Greece and Sri Lanka. Mauryan life now blossomed in a new direction. Artisans crafted iconic Ashokan pillars crowned by roaring lions. Intricate cave monasteries were hewn in distant hills. Sculptures evolved, blending Hellenistic influence with Indian motifs. Public works multiplied, and Pataliputra's cosmopolitan buzz grew richer with merchants, monks, and scholars from across Asia. Yet, no glory endures forever. After Ashoka's death, the empire struggled beneath its own weight. Bureaucratic complexity and the cost of welfare programs strained resources. Local powers grew defiant, generals dreamed of thrones, and religious tensions simmered. The system of spies and strict administration that had once ensured unity now sparked resistance in the provinces. By 185 BCE, weakened by intrigue and fragmentation, the last Mauryan ruler was overthrown. The Maurya Empire faded, yet its spirit lingers. Ashoka's symbols appear everywhere in modern India, from the lion capital to the wheel at the heart of the national flag. Chanakya's Arthashastra inspires students of politics and strategy across continents. Buddhist ideals, carried on the trade winds, took root throughout Asia. The Mauryas built more than an empire. They reshaped what it meant to rule wisely, blending force and vision, calculation and compassion. Their legacy whispers through the corridors of time, reminding us that greatness comes not from conquest alone, but from the pursuit of wisdom, justice, and unity. Thank you for joining us on The Silent Voice. If you found this documentary enlightening, please like, share, and subscribe. Which part of the Mauryan epic inspired you most? What untold chapters of history should we explore next? Until we meet again, remember, history, though silent, always has something to say.